right, everybody, here we are at the Z-Man booth again, and I am with John, and he is going to give us an explanation on Code of 9. Now, this is by the same designer of Tragedy Looper, and John, take it away.
Happens to be that guy sitting right over there.
That gentleman right there.
So, what we have here is, it's a very simple game. It has just 4 pages of rules, and it's a worker placement game with a little deductive reasoning element. The cards that are dealt out have various goals and rules applied to them. There is a list of cards that each player gets to reference that lists all of the different possible rules that would apply to the value of these tokens here, the coins, the books, or the statues. Now, each player is dealt 2 of these cards, and they get to know what these cards are, and then they get an opportunity to look at the cards from other players.
Now, we put one in our Soul and our Abyss, correct?
Yes, the Shoal and the Abyss. Now, the Shoal, if you take in place in this location, or this location, you can take a look at an opponent's Shoal card and be able to add that information to what you know about how these things are going to be scored at the end of the game.
So you've got 2 pieces out of 8 information.
Correct.
You want to place in certain locations on the board so you can sneak a little peek at the little pieces of information that your opponents have, because that is going to determine how well you're going to score at the end of the game.
Correct.
Correct? Okay.
Now, if you place in this location, you get a look at their Abyss card.
Okay, but how does that work? Because I noticed there's like a 1, a 2, a 3. Is this like a progression of rounds?
Correct. This game is played in 5 rounds. During the first round, you have this section here that is first round only. And then in the second round, this marker moves to here. This is no longer available, but these 2 are. And so all of this becomes available. In round 3, all of this becomes available. So in round 3 is the very first opportunity to play in this place that allows you to look at the Abyss card.
So you may never get a chance to ever take that spot.
That is correct.
Woo.
So when you get the 2 cards to choose from, whichever one you think would give you the better strategic advantage if the other players don't get to know that rule, you would want to put it in your Abyss.
Now, I noticed that it's got little symbols here. What do these mean?
Those are actually for this one, and that is you get either the book or 2 willpower, which is on your chart over here. You start off in 0, then you would gain the 2 willpower, and you would get 1 book if you played in that square.
So basically, you need the willpower to take advantage of some of the actions, right?
That is correct. If there's something in the circle, you pay the item in the circle to get whatever's outside of the circle. So it would cost 1 willpower to get a item stolen from the player who has the most items.
Okay.
On this one, you pay 4 willpower. You can steal 1 of any item from any other player, no matter how many items they have. And this also allows you to take the legacies and the metal, which is used in the advanced play of the game.
So basically, after the 5th round, you've got a little bit of information from your cards and hopefully what you've been able to peek at your opponents, but you also are trying to watch how are your opponents playing. What are they collecting? Are they collecting a lot of these little statues, a lot of these little gold tokens? What are these, knowledge, I guess, books? Books, are they collecting those? That could be a giveaway as well. But here's the real kicker. They may not even know all the information.
That is
so
correct.
That means they could be collecting a lot of this stuff, but
they could also be bluffing you.
Yeah, and that's the problem here. So how does the final scoring actually work in the game?
So, we have a score pad here, and we have, at the end of the game, everybody turns over all 8 of their cards. This number here indicates what column this card is going to affect.
So it's going to be column 2.
And then number 4. And so what we do is we'd circle that number.
And that tells us this card is in effect then.
Correct.
So if there is one player with the most, I guess that's gold, he gains, what is that right
4
there?
victory points.
4 victory points. Oh, okay. So the person may have been collecting a bunch of gold just for that.
Correct. Now, here's an example of the previous game, and you can see a breakdown of how the score system worked. Now, you notice 3 and 18 weren't played. This column represents cards that will eliminate you from the game. For example, number 3 is if there is one player with the least coin, that player cannot win the game.
Oh my goodness.
So even if he has 60 points at the end of the game, if he didn't have it in coin, he loses. The second column indicates how we affect the score of the coins. We had number 2 on here, and number 2 was all coins lose 1 victory point, which is why we have -7, -6, -1, because those are how many coins that person had.
So ultimately, you could be gathering up, like I was showing with the 1, to gather up as many coins as you could to get the 3 victory points, but then you may have hosed yourself because this one could have been in play as well that you didn't know about, and you just lost all them points.
That's right. Oh, it gets much worse than that, because with the statues in the books, they have add +2 or subtract 2.
So you could try to gather as many as you can, get the bonuses just to lose them.
So on the statues, we have a, let's see here, where's he at? There he is, a small figure. All statues gain 2 coin. Well, they start off, leave it there, with 1 victory point. As you can see from the bottom of the token, it's worth 1 to begin with, so the +2 would make it worth 3. Well, if you get down here and the despair is in the same play, all victory points from statues are negative. Now that is a -3. And here you are collecting them because they're 1 to begin with, and now all of a sudden, they're -3s.
So everybody's going to reveal them. We circle, and then we just kind of go down each column, each at a time, just keep doing the victory points until we get to the very end. And this person actually won with -1 point. That is how crazy the game can be.
That is correct.
John, you did a fantastic job of explaining this game. We really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
I do appreciate you taking the time to look at our games, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the convention.